Hey everybody, it's John Costigan, and I want to get this video to you, especially since this is going into your new quarter. Your quarter just ended in August, right? And now you're starting a new one, and everybody's about filling the funnel, right? So what this is going to show you is, and I know you're probably saying, how does he know that? Well, I know you're on a fiscal year, you're my largest client, and I want to start giving you guys customized videos just to your world instead of generic ones I do on LinkedIn, and you have to try to connect the dots between what I said and your world and your environment. Let me just give you something right for you, okay? So you're one of the largest software companies in the world, right? And I know that the big push you're doing right now on the cloud, I mean, you're obviously between CRM and HCM and all that. So let me lay out the scenario. We're going to get you in so much faster, and not the top-down approach that I've done forever on the training we've done with you. This is different. Okay, so let's pretend that you're trying to get into HCM, and this is with existing customers. So they are doing business with you, just not business with you in your product. They probably have your database product, and it's probably over in IT, okay? Because obviously that's your core flagship product. So you're trying to get into, let's say, Susan and Bob, and you have this contact over in IT, which is Brian. Okay, so those are the players we have. Susan and Bob, they're in HR. Brian's over in IT, okay? So right now, step number one is do the work. What I mean is find out who the people are over in HR. So let's pretend Susan heads up all of HR. She's an HR officer, and Bob reports to Susan, okay? Now we have those players. Don't just fly this blind and ask Brian who the players are. Sure, if you have great rapport, he can help you out. But at the end of the day, try to do the work in advance. Know where you want to go. Control the sales process. This is a basic fundamental you should do as a salesperson. Know where you want to go before you actually even pick up the phone or send an email, okay? That's number one. Number two is we're now going to make a phone call into Brian and over in IT, and the phone call is going to sound just like this. Whatever language you want to use, however, either business-like or casual, use your personality. You're going to go, in my case, I would say, hey, Brian, I just need some help. I'm actually trying to set something up with somebody else in the organization, but I just need some help. If you can give me some direction, can you give me a holler back? Oh, by the way, it's John Costigan. Here's my phone number. I'll tell you, let me give you my mobile. That way, if you call, I'll catch it. Here's my mobile number. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks. That's it. Now you actually send an email. Remember, this is step two. Make a phone call. Now you're going to send an email, and in the email title, it's going to say Brian. Make sure you use their name so it looks personalized. Hey, Brian, just left you a voicemail. Do you have a moment? That's it. Brian, just left you a voicemail. Do you have a moment? Okay. Then in the email, you're going to say, hey, Brian, I need some direction. If you have a moment, could you please call my cell phone? I promise it'll be about 3 minutes. I really appreciate your help, John, and then your number. That's it. Here's what's going to happen. 60 to 70% of the time, you will get a response back. Now, first off, if Brian already knows you, it's a no-brainer. He'll get back to you. If he doesn't know you, he'll still get back to you either 60 to 70% of the time because he's kind of wondering what's up. Remember, you're already doing business with them, so this isn't a complete stranger. He's usually not going to call. They will email and say, hey, really busy, what's up? And then you're now going to go to step three. So remember, step one, do the homework. Who do you want to get to? Step two, you're going to leave that voicemail and that email. Now step three, you're going to do this. You're going to do a Word doc template, and you're going to send the template to it, and you're just going to go, hey, Brian, open up the template. If you have a moment, I'm trying to see if I can schedule something with either Susan or Bob. If you happen to know them, could you please fill in the blank, email them, copy me, and I'll take it from there. Appreciate all the help. Thanks again, John. Okay, now let's pretend he doesn't know Susan or Bob. Brian may give you somebody else. He might say, hey, listen, I'm really not tight with them, but I can't send you over to meet Mary. That's fine. Just let's get over there somehow and start the conversational process. As much as we want to go high level, we just got to get over there quicker and faster, right? So in this case, here's what the email template says. So that's the email. The description is, hey, Brian, we're trying to get over to possibly set something up with Susan or Bob. Not sure if you have a relationship with them. In the Word doc, if you open it up, it's a simple template. You could fill in the blank. If you could please email them. If you do a cut and paste out of this Word doc, Brian, put it into an email, copy me, I'll take it from there. Thanks for all your help. I really appreciate it. You're done. Now, let me show you what the template sounds like, okay? In the Word doc, when he pops it open, it actually says you're going to type subject line. So he knows exactly what to put in the subject line. And it's going to say, someone you should meet. Or something like that. I love that. Hey, somebody you should probably get together with. And then right there, just before the first paragraph, it says, blank meet John, John meet blank. Remember, he might have somebody else. It might not be Susan or Bob. It could be Mary. So he'll put the Mary in the blanks. So let's pretend it really is Mary. He's going to go, Mary meet John, John meet Mary. The first paragraph, all that does, first paragraph focuses on how you two know each other. The second paragraph focuses on what the company's doing for you guys. And number three, It's going to say, hey, hope you guys have a great conversation. It's a closing. So let me kind of walk you through how this sounds. Mary meet John, John meet Mary. John actually introduced himself to me about 4 or 5 months ago when he became the new rep on the account focusing on HCM. Okay, next paragraph. As you know, remember this is the next paragraph now. As you know, we've been doing business with John's company for the last 7 years, focusing on their core products, which are database and blank, whatever that may be. Finally, just say, I know he's been looking to try to get a hold of you. I thought I would try to assist him in that, in that effort. Hope you folks have a great conversation. And then finally, put something that's lighthearted and fun and just go, hey, P.S., hey, John, don't screw this up, with a smiley face. Now, if you don't want to do that, that's fine. But that happens to be my personality where I'm like, hey, listen, I try to keep it human, try to keep it natural, and just try not to be all so stiff-collared. Now, again, if you are a stiff-collar type of person, go ahead and do that. But I just wanted to give you that template again. Remember, he's going to take the template, cut, and he's going to paste into an email. He's not sending the Word doc. You're just using this as a template, because if you do this 3 or 4 times, you're going to have a bunch of different templates you're going to use for different clients you're trying to get into, okay? So there's the process. I can tell you right now, there's no way your competition's doing it, and this works phenomenal. You do 2 or 3 of these a day, you got 15 a week, you have half the time they're sending the email. And it says in there, someone you should meet. It's going to have the exact layout, what I just did. He's pasting it in there. He's copying you. He's done with it. One of the reasons why people don't give so many referrals is, number 1, we don't ask, but number 2, they're busy. Don't take it personal. Everybody is busy. So that's why I call this do the work. When you do the work for them, on the front end, you know the names. You then make the phone call at step 2, and then step 3, you do the work in the email. They kind of don't have any excuse now. And oh, by the way, they may edit it. They may make a couple edits in there to fit their personality. That's fine. You just want the intro. You're going to crush it if you do this. Good sell and have fun.